I'm coming back for you. I don't know how, but I'm coming back.
There's a sound every soldier who served in Afghanistan knows. It's not the crack of gunfire or the thud of boots on dry earth. It's silence. The kind of silence that settles over a base camp at 0400 hours, when the desert air turns cold and the stars burn so bright they almost feel cruel. In that silence, if you were lucky, you'd hear something else. Soft paws on gravel, a low whine, and then a warm weight pressing against your leg, like the world was saying, "You're not alone." This is the story of Sergeant Marcus Cole and a dust-colored dog named Ghost. It's a story about war, but more than that, it's a story about what we carry home and what refuses to let us leave without a fight. Marcus Cole was 26 years old when he arrived at FOB Salerno in Coast Province, Afghanistan. It was the summer of 2011. He was from Clarksville, Tennessee, a quiet kid who grew up fishing on the Cumberland River and helping his father haul lumber on weekends. He wasn't built for war, but then again, nobody is. The base was a world of dust and routine, patrols at dawn, briefings at noon, letters home that took 3 weeks to arrive. The men found ways to cope: cards, jokes, push-up contests. But Marcus kept to himself mostly, sitting outside his tent in the evenings, watching the last sliver of orange sun melt behind the Hindu Kush mountains. That's when he first saw the dog. It appeared one evening from behind the supply depot, a scraggly, sand-colored mutt with one torn ear and ribs you could count from 10 feet away. It wasn't aggressive. It wasn't begging. It just sat there, about 15 feet from Marcus, watching him with these amber eyes that looked like they'd seen things too. Marcus tossed it half of his granola bar. The dog sniffed it, then looked back up at him as if confirming it was okay to trust. "You're like a ghost out here," Marcus muttered. "Where'd you even come from?" The name stuck. Ghost. Within a week, Ghost had unofficially claimed the corner of Marcus's tent as his own. The guys in the unit gave Marcus a hard time about it. Soldiers aren't supposed to get attached to strays. There were regulations, risks of disease, complications. But at night, when the desert wind howled and the anxiety of the next patrol sat heavy on every chest, Ghost would press his warm body against Marcus's side. And somehow, that was enough to make sleep come. Over the next 8 months, Ghost became something unofficial but undeniable, the soul of the unit. He had instincts that made the older soldiers uneasy in the best possible way. Twice, on patrol, Ghost stopped dead in his tracks, hackles raised, refusing to move forward. Both times the route was checked. Both times, IEDs were found buried in the road ahead. Nobody talked about it openly, but they all noticed, and they all started watching where Ghost put his paws. Marcus started calling it reading the silence. Ghost didn't bark, didn't make a scene. He just knew. But it was the quiet moments that changed Marcus most. Sunday mornings, when the base was slow, Marcus would sit on a sandbag wall with a cup of bad coffee and Ghost beside him. And for a few minutes, Afghanistan didn't feel like a war zone. It felt like sitting on his dad's porch back in Clarksville. It felt like something worth going home to, and something worth protecting. He wrote about Ghost in every letter home. His mother, Linda, kept every one. "Mom, I know it sounds crazy, but I think this dog is the reason I'm still okay. Not just safe, okay. You know what I mean?" She did. In March of 2012, Marcus received his redeployment orders. He was going home. Clarksville, the Cumberland River, his mother's cooking. He should have felt only relief. Instead, he sat outside his tent that night and didn't say a word for a long time. Ghost was beside him, head resting on Marcus's knee. There were rules. The US military had strict protocols about soldiers bringing stray animals home. It wasn't as simple as putting a dog on a plane. There was paperwork, quarantine requirements, sponsorship organizations, thousands of dollars in logistics. For most soldiers, it was a wall too high to climb. His commanding officer was direct about it.
Cole, I know what you're thinking. Leave it behind. It's a stray, it'll be fine.
Marcus looked at Ghost. Ghost looked back at him with those amber eyes. It'll be fine. He'd heard those words before deployments, before patrols, before the 2 roads that Ghost had stopped him from walking down. On his last night at FOB Salerno, Marcus knelt down in the dirt and held Ghost's face in both hands.
I'm coming back for you. I don't know how, but I'm coming back.
Ghost licked his hand once, then sat down and watched as Marcus walked toward the transport vehicle. Back home in Tennessee, Marcus was physically safe, but he wasn't whole. He smiled at the right times. He hugged his mother. He shook hands at the welcome home ceremony. But at night, he'd wake up reaching for something that wasn't there, a warm weight that used to press against his side. He started making calls within his first week home. He found a nonprofit called SPCA International's Operation Baghdad Pups, an organization specifically created to help soldiers bring their dogs home from war zones. They told him it was possible, difficult, but possible. It would require a local contact on the ground, a vet to certify Ghost's health, a foster arrangement in Kabul, and significant funds. Marcus worked 2 jobs that summer, days at a hardware store, nights doing deliveries. His mother sold handmade quilts at the county fair and donated every dollar. His old unit buddies, the same guys who once teased him about the stray, started a small fundraiser online. It spread quietly, the way honest things sometimes do. A soldier, a dog, a promise made in a war zone. 6 months of bureaucracy, 14 forms, 3 failed attempts due to paperwork errors, 1 vet who risked his safety to travel to the base and certify Ghost's health, 2 foster families in Kabul who kept Ghost safe while the process crawled forward. And through it all, Marcus kept a photograph on his bathroom mirror, a blurry snapshot from his phone, a dust-colored dog with amber eyes and 1 torn ear sitting on a sandbag wall at dawn. "Still coming for you, Ghost," he'd say every morning. It was a gray November morning in Nashville when the call came. "Mr. Cole, your dog has cleared quarantine. He lands tomorrow." Marcus didn't say anything for a moment. His mother, standing in the kitchen doorway, saw his face and already knew. She pressed her hand to her mouth. He drove to the cargo facility at Nashville International Airport alone. He wanted it that way. He waited in a small, plain room for 40 minutes that felt like 40 years. Then a door opened. A kennel was carried in. The latch was unclipped. Ghost stepped out slowly, nose working overtime, jet fuel, steel, antiseptic, strangers. Then he found it, one specific scent in the whole chaotic world. Old coffee, Tennessee pine, sweat, and something that just meant safe. Ghost's head snapped up, those amber eyes locked on Marcus. For 1 second, neither of them moved. Then Ghost crossed the room in 4 strides and hit Marcus's chest so hard he stumbled back against the wall, laughing and crying at the same time, both arms wrapped around a dusty, trembling dog who was licking his face like he was trying to make up for 8 months of absence in 30 seconds. "I told you," Marcus choked out, burying his face in Ghost's fur. "I told you I was coming back." Marcus Cole still lives in Clarksville, Tennessee. Ghost sleeps at the foot of his bed every night. On Sunday mornings, they sit together on the porch, watching the light come up over the tree line. It looks nothing like the Hindu Kush, but Ghost sits the same way, calm, watchful, present, and Marcus drinks his coffee and doesn't need to say anything at all. Over 30,000 stray animals have been rescued from war zones by organizations like Operation Baghdad Pups and the Puppy Rescue Mission. Behind every one of those numbers is a soldier who made a promise in the dark, and a dog who had no language for hope, only loyalty. Ghost never learned what a war was. He only knew one thing: that one human, in a world of noise and danger, had chosen to sit beside him and share half a granola bar. And that was worth following home. Some bonds aren't forged in peace. They're forged in the places where peace feels the most impossible. And those are the ones that last forever.